fast. We are taking phone calls. We want you to take advantage of that. 708 223 8953. And just to share with you a little background, Sunni. She was a minister, ordained and licensed as a minister in the gospel under T.L. Barrett Jr. at the Life Center Church of God in Christ in 1988. A former school teacher with the Chicago Board of Education since 1977 and resigned in 1994. She began to study more of the holistic practices and modalities after having her own physical challenge with fibroid and stress from a faulty marital relationship. Studied at Capital University in integrative medicine in Washington, D.C. in 1998. Received certification as a doctor of natural medicine from the University of Chicago Medicine in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Since then, she received of endocrinology, certified massage therapist, certified trauma specialist, suicide preventive specialist, active facilitator for youth at risk in Chicago Alternative School Network, creator of New Life Wellness Institute Center, and the Live Well and Live Well, reconnection program for youth needing a high school diploma, and so much, much more. She is an entrepreneur trained by the KL Business Accelerator Program, owned by Dr. Kenneth Lewis, and currently a certified CBD educator. And we found some of that out last week as a responsible cannabis agent teaching about the bill 1438 around recreational marijuana in Illinois. So that's just a little bit on Dr. Sunni. And before we go into our, and I kind of did it backwards, so I do apologize, but I must and I have to recognize, and I wanted to say a little bit about Emmanuel Pugh. Emmanuel Pugh Jr., aka Memnom Warrior, 21 years old and born for success. He's been doing martial arts since the age of 9, loving it then and loving it now. A winner, 6 out of 7. His 7 win getting him the championship this past Saturday, the championship belt that he won all 5 rounds. A determined young man, that he is clean cut and of character. And he has plenty of goals. That is our grandson, who I am so very, very proud of. I wish him so much success because he is very, very focused in his dream of being what he does. He does martial arts and does it well. So, again, congratulations. We look forward to having Emmanuel join us next Tuesday so he can talk a little bit about his training, about all that he does. And I mean, he was steadfast and had his mind set on winning that belt. And I want to thank you, Pam, for joining us that evening. She had never been to a fight. She came with Ed and I, and we just had a wonderful time. And it's always, like she always says, it's nothing like supporting our youth. I mean, Emmanuel is a young man and a great brother. We're very, very proud of you. And again, congratulations on your championship win, that belt.
Yes.
So let's go right into Dr. Sunni. She's bringing some more information about the cannabis and all of that, the intricate part of it. You're going to share. So we're going to jump right in because we're supposed to start having some calls. And again, call us. We're live. Call us at 708-223-8953 if you have any questions.
One more time. The number again?
708-223-8953.
Excellent.
Call. We're starting calls about 6:15. Okay,
Well,
Dr. Sunni, it's yours.
there there are so many questions and so many myths around the whole concept and idea of the cannabis plant and the many things that it has done over thousands of years, and then it being held captive, if you will, and put a stronghold on it when it began to outplay trees and such. And so, again, we talked about this last week with the
Yes.
profiteers that wanted to increase their revenue with trees. Some bankers and
Hmm.
major film producers, they needed certain chemicals for fungicides and herbicides and pesticides. And so, in the newspaper guru, they all got together and decided that they would villainize this plant and its capabilities to not only just give us medicinal benefits, but it was an industrial plant as well. And so many people from Europe brought the seeds to that plant, or to that tree, if you will, the hemp tree, to the North America area so that they can have some things to feed on because it fed you, it clothed you, it housed you, and it gave you medicinal benefits. And once in 1937, when it was villainized, and they decided that they were going to capture its capabilities, they put it on a Schedule One drug list for the drug commission. The commissioners decided to put it in
Hmm.
this federal Schedule One drug list and made it so that it seemed as if it had so many negative effects on the human body and the human brain, and that was just not so. And so years and years have evolved, and the cry of the people are always answered by the Creator.
Always.
Always. And so people are tired of being sick
And
and
tired.
tired. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so this plant had to reemerge itself because of the benefits that it offers. And they've known this, but then they put this heavy mark on it. And so now, because sometimes we get wrapped up in the fear factor of things that has been said by those in some high places and different statuses than us, then we feel that, oh, it's got to be wrong because they said so. But I always ask the question, what did God say?
I think back in the 40s and 50s, they did a documentary on marijuana and said that it was used to get white women high so that black men could have sex with them. That's how they villainized it and said it was totally dangerous that and we could never get our hands on it because it would be detrimental to them. And that's the real was the real threat they put out there.
Yeah, and it was promoted and I would say moved forward with a movie. It was a silent film. It was called The Birth of a Nation.
Right.
And then they really brought forth that the saviors were the KKKs, and they
Right.
were going to help this female against these commandeers and the African
The
Americans or
evils,
the
yeah.
the evil ones because of this plant. So they had to rename it because it wasn't called marijuana in its onset. In fact, in scripture, they referred to it as calamus. It was cannabis, it was hemp. And then the constituents of this plant, just like a lemon, has certain constituents. There's vitamin
Mm.
C in there and some other things, bioflavonoids, and apple is malic acid and pectin. The cannabis plant is a cannabidiol, and there's so many cannabinoids, which can be named cannabigerol, that's CBG, CBD, CBN, CBNA. There's different constituents to that plant that offered so many things to our bodies because we have something called the endocannabinoid system. Now, we're taught in school, and depending on if you had an interest in science, which we all should, because we are scientific, spiritual beings.
Mm.
There's a science to our
Body.
bodies, and there's a spiritual aspect that keeps us moving in this earth realm. And so the two of them can do wonderful things when given the proper tools that were our resources made by the Creator. And so this system was never talked about. And then in 1930, there were a group of researchers that decided to release the information and said that this was a system that they had overlooked because it's a chemical communication system and it has receptors on major systems in the body, the brain, the nervous system, the digestive system, your immune system, the lungs, respiratory, and then all your major organs have these receptors, and they send a cell to cell communication to all the other cells grouped in that system.
Is that where the word cabo comes from? Cannabinoid, cabo, they whatever you said that word. Is that the link between the plant and us? Cabo.
Yes, that's the what they call CBD.
Oh.
So where did the marijuana name come from?
Marijuana came because again they had to do something to give a scary name and energy to the plant. And because the back in Mexico, the hemp tree, the hemp plants and the cannabis plants would grow very rapidly because it grows faster. It only takes 4 to 5 months for it to mature. It will go faster in a warmer climate. And so it grew very rapidly in that area.
Mhm.
And because the commandeers, they were the scary guys. They would come and they uh villainize people and robbed and whatever. And so they said if we and highlight those characters, and then these disobedient African American men, okay, that's what they labeled us,
Mhm.
that we need to change the name because hemp don't sound scary, right?
Right.
So they took the two most popular names in Mexico, Marie and Juan, and
Wow.
coupled it together, marijuana. And that's what they promoted in the newspaper articles and in films and everything, that this marijuana was deranging the brain and causing them to act in cannibalistic type ways and dangerous ways, and it was destroying their brain activity and they would become monstrous and killers. And that was not so, because any of us back in the uh, hippie days, back in the 60s,
60s, right.
and folks were smoking the weed because the plant is a weed. The plant was a weed. It had these effects. It made you sleepy, it made you hungry, it made you calm, and it made you want to have sex. Now, and you said what they used old folks used to say, tell the truth and shame the
The
devil.
devil. Yeah, I never dealt with it though, but
And it was
around
just so
people
many,
that
a
did.
lot of people did, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Okay. And there has never been a documented case of the plant causing any kind of negative side effects and health uh,
Issues.
issues in a
Mhm.
negative way. That has not been medically documented. Okay. And so the health benefits are now on the rise because, and the psychoactive ingredient in the plant. So there's something that does get you high. The Native Americans would smoke the peace pipe so they could get clarity because the THC, which is the delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol, that's the THC. That's the part that will grow in the plant a little bit more readily if it was grown in a heated area, like across the equator and in areas where there's more warmer temperatures than there is cold. Then the THC would grow more strong, and so you have that plant. If you grew it, you have that pungent type of smell. You the THC in there, okay, and it does have a psychoactive experience in your head, so you will feel euphoric. Okay, now that stimulates something that we already produce anyway. We produce five major neurotransmitters. And so when they have been docile down by synthetic drugs, that could be medication, that could be street drugs like cocaine and heroin and Ritalin and things of that nature, that can distort the natural ability for the brain to make dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that makes you feel happy. It has
Okay.
been noted. I
Okay,
brought
Dr.
some.
Sunni, we have a call.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Just hit the hello caller.
Yes, hi. My name is Lynette Littlejohn.
Uh-huh. Hello, Lynette.
Hey.
Another wonderful, wonderful sister and friend of ours. Uh, we're so glad that you called in. And You got a question for Dr. Sunni or testimony, Lynette, huh?
I have a testimony. One of the wonderful things about Dr. Sunni is she shares.
Yes.
And I've known her for over 47 years.
Mm.
And through that friendship, she has been able to offer information on healing and self-care. And one of my recent testimonies is, I have had many, is that she identified a product that is aquaceutical, and it provided healing for me on something that I have been struggling with over 15 years.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
have a problem with what people call venous stasis or vein reflux.
Hmm.
And with that is a blockage which can cause anything from skin eruptions to severe wounds. I was recently diagnosed by a doctor and told that I was going to need surgery, which uh, required them severing my veins and seeing if my blood would reroute to try to heal the
The ones.
actual wound,
Hmm.
which was somewhere almost to 4 centimeters deep.
Oh, wow. And
Dr.
so,
Sunni found the product and she called me. Well, actually, she texted me, and because she said, I found something for you. And I said, whatever it is, I'm willing to try it because surgery was not an option for me.
I heard that. Oh, that's
And
awesome, Lynette.
within 2 weeks, I went from taking maybe a leave, which is normally a 12-hour pill, two of them,
Hmm.
uh, every 3 to 4 hours, to taking no pill. And I
Wow.
haven't had to take a pill since then.
And so
Um,
the leave was for the pain or inflammation.
the pain for the pain.
Okay.
Uh, and so what I did was get on the product, which is called Silly by Design.
And that's what we have
And
sitting right here in front. Okay.
it's a CBD and CBG product. And again, I was started to take it 2 times a day. And now I'm down to 1 time a day. And I mean, even the doctors, they keep thinking, well, did you have the surgery? Nope, didn't have the surgery yet. I just keep saying yet because, they push for surgery and they don't, So, and with that, like I said, I don't have any pain.
Oh, that's
So,
awesome. That is whenever, and that's what we always say, that if you can find another alternative to being cut on or opened up or going through any type of surgery, and do it holistically, and that's why we have Dr. Sunni here, finding other alternatives. And this product, I can attest because I'm using it, is very, very good. It makes you rest well. It does hit those points that you might be, dealing with, like you just said, Lynette. And it's just that's something that in 2020, and we say 2020, having 2020 vision, that's what we've got to really and truly look at, is finding an alternative, and an alternative that works and that is very, very beneficial.
and one of the things we have to recognize is when a doctor gives us a prescription, we don't look into it, find any side effects or anything else. And we should be looking into those areas.
I do.
When we've got natural holistic medicine that's available, not medicine, but uh, information and product that can relieve the discomfort,
Yes.
why do we not look into that and use that alternative versus just going ahead and filling a prescription and then probably don't even look at that little white sheet that's attached to the prescription that says may cause this, may cause that, all of the different side effects, where this product has no side effects whatsoever and many multiple benefits.
That is awesome. Awesome, awesome. And that's what I say too. Now, I know that I am one of them. I sit down and read that. And when I read that sheet, I politely put that medicine aside because the side effects alone, I mean, it's just you take, and that's what I say. You take these medications, And then now a lot of people, because we're not doctors or any of that, we're Dr. Sony,
Right.
but when Ed and I share and talk about it, we tell people, you make your own decisions. We don't talk about what a doctor, talk about that, but it is the truth to always take note and look for an alternative.
Right.
So
And that's part of self care, and
it is, and that's your
Dr. Martin
prerogative to do that. That's what's good about
has
it, making choices.
making choices, and and that's the difference between us and animals. We have the ability to make a choice.
That's right. That's right. Well, Miss
Thank you,
Sweetie.
Soror.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my sweetie
Welcome.
cake.
Yeah, that's a sweetheart. We thank you for calling in, Lynette.
Thank you,
Thank
Lynette.
you.
All right,
All right.
sweetie. Have a good night.
You too.
All
Bye bye.
righty. Bye bye.
And so I want to do a disclaimer. I am a doctor of natural medicine. I work with a lot of medical doctors who have decided to incorporate or just change entirely their approach to getting people well. One that I worked with for over 5 or 6 years right here on the south side of Chicago, Dr. Sheldon Caesar. He's a medical doctor, internal medicine, but he does everything holistic now. He has a clinic right there down from Soul Vegetarian. So we communicate quite often about different things he discovers, anything I might discover, and we share.
And that is so good
Okay.
because that is
And so
important.
he turned a pharmacist because he had a clinic and then it was a pharmacy there. He changed it into a.
You talking about 200 pharmacy?
He
Oh,
changed it
okay.
into a herbal store. And so he has a lot of great things there. And if I share things with Dr. Caesar, he will incorporate it into the store so that people can get the benefits of doing things naturally. He does energy medicine like I do. He has various modalities. He helps to release stress. So a lot of doctors, one doctor, I'm currently doing a continuing education for functional medicine. And a lot of the doctors that are training us, some of them are medical doctors, a lot of them are chiropractors or naturopaths. And so this one doctor, he made a claim. He said, I had an awakening and I went from dysfunctional medicine to functional medicine. And so functional medicine means that there's some functional components in the plant resources that we should begin to take in to have the body make its own adjustments because it is a self healer. Now, we're not talking about disregarding
What you-
medical attention when necessary.
Yes.
We have the most best urgent care, immediate emergency care system than any other country. But when it comes to healthcare, we are way at the bottom of the list. We have more chronic diseases in most countries who don't even have the resources we have.
Absolutely. Do you feel that the doctors have come to the conclusion that the medicine or the treatment that they're giving is not doing the job, or they can't see any positive results from it, so they turn it to natural products?
Some of them are open to it. They have to have a aha moment. And some of them are now beginning to realize that I'm offering these things and I'm not seeing a lot of changes in those people that are
Patients.
coming to me.
You can imagine how they feel to be a doctor
Right.
and knowing that the treatment you give is not doing them any good. They're not getting any better. I'm treating you, but I'm not healing you. And that's what we do in this country. We don't.
Well, the training is very intense for medical doctors. And so a lot of them do not come to that conclusion, but a good number of them are. And that's good. So then it's up to us to search out who will assist me in my wellness journey to incorporate proper self care. So this CBD emerged, and so you hear a lot about CBD oil. You listen to Dr. Oz, and he has a show. He had a show on that talked about the CBD oil boom. Him and Dr. Kupta, who was totally against the benefits of CBD. Well, now he's a advocate for getting people to know how this product can work. This constituent in the cannabis plant can work. So some people don't want to do the product with the high, so there's a new technology called nanotechnology that reduces the THC or eliminates the THC out of the plant and just keeps the benefit, the CBD and the CBG in the plant because that's where the medical benefits are, the health benefits are. So this company did something even more unique because oil based anything has to be regulated and monitored by the liver. The liver and the gallbladder work to emulsify fats, distribute where fats need to go, make sure that there's some elements not to have the fats clog up the system so you're not having blood clots and things of that nature. That's the liver's job. But we're so chemicalized in this country. Chemicals are coming from everywhere. I talk about stressors. I just did this presentation this morning, and in the class, they talk about the stressors. We have chemical stressors, we have emotional stress, we have cognitive stressors, or what they call cognitive dissonance. That means that I'm accepting the perception you have about me, and you might not even know nothing about me. You just see me and you get a perception. And then I take it on, and my brain chemicals change because of your perception of me that might not be me. And then we have metabolic stressors. That means that I'm taking in some things that's not being metabolized properly, and my body is storing more of the fat material or some other heavy metals in things and not breaking down or building up my cells, because metabolism is the end product of anabolism and cannibalism, breaking up and breaking down, breaking up and breaking down. Okay, and then you have environmental stressors. There's so many things coming at us. So this chemical communication system needs the CBD, so there's cell to cell communication. And then you bring in the tools, the necessary elements to allow the body to begin to re regulate itself, repair, rejuvenate, and restore and continue its replenishing process. The Bible says, be fruitful and multiply and replenish. We're just talking about
Having
trees and
babies.
fruits and stuff. They were talking about our cells, our own physicality,
Yes.
and our connection to our spirituality, and our mental and emotional ability to function at the most optimum level possible. So this company, the company is called Sealy by Design. It created, or it got some 9 researchers, and they came together, and they knew that some people, because digestion is a major issue in this country.
It is.
So the liver is not working as best as it should. It has 500 different tasks that it needs to do. Well, if it's continuously working, it's gonna get
Wearing out.
tired.
Right.
If you're on a job and somebody took off and part of your team had to be a part of your production and they left and you had to do all the work, you'd be tired. You'd do what? Sit down on the job or quit.
And that's what the liver's
That's
doing.
what the liver doing.
Now, do you
Sitting,
think
taking a break.
now, and that's one of the things too. A lot of people I know, a lot of people out there, they wonder, they do everything that they can do as far as weight loss, like for 2020, every first of the year, that. But I think that's one of the things too that keeps weight on is stress. And then the liver is not working properly, and that's what has a problem where a lot of people hold their weight
So a
too.
lot of things that they say, oh, do this, take this diet, this diet. Actually, your body knows exactly what it should do, but the signals are down. The cell to cell communication is down, so it's not picking up what it should do to manipulate and manage things coming in so they do not store. So we have a great storage capacity. Check out your hips, check out the buns, check out the arms under the midsection, right up under the chin. We've got tremendous storage capacity. And so once the body gets re-regulated, this is what the CBD and CBG can do. It will begin to go into those storage places where it's waiting for a reserve or a real emergency, so that you can use that stored fat cells and other stuff, and which also is hiding toxins, because toxics is a stressor.
Yeah.
It will start to burn it up because it needs it. The mitochondria in your nervous system and in your digestive system and cellular health, it needs that stuff. And so because it's not getting it, it keeps sending a signal to keep eating, because I need something, I need energy. So you keep eating, you keep eating, you keep eating. And then it's like, well, it's not really giving me much. So the body says, okay, well, you ain't gonna use it, let's store it. It will stop that storage process and then go in and dig that up and bring energy to your body. You start to reduce your size. And then you begin to get the lean muscle through exercise. So this magazine says the new medicine is CBD. This is the New York Times, very reputable source
Oh,
of
absolutely.
information. CBD, mindfulness, in other words, reduce your mental and emotional stress. Be still and know
That's
that
it.
I am God. And so, is that meaning the God on the outside
Or the
or the
God on
God
the
on the
inside.
inside? It's the God on the inside that will
Right.
connect to the God-like essence on the outside, because God is everywhere,
In
right?
all things.
Yes. So the CBD helps that
Hold
anxiety.
that book
This is
up.
the New York Times magazine, the new medicine, and then exercise. Exercise will begin to burn all those reserves, all those fat storages, and then it says food. But it's got to be the right food. It's got to be vegetables. I'm teaching a lesson and we're talking about acid and alkaline foods. You need 80% to 20% because some foods give you certain things, even though it may have an acidic nature, but it's not going to harm you if it's not over and excessive. And then the alkaline foods make your body continue its replenishing process.
Now, let me ask you this right quick, too. Um, is it a such thing as you can drink too much alkaline water?
Okay, so what happens is you can drink too much any kind of water. So alkaline water, regular water, unfiltered water, if you drink too much of it, your body doesn't use it well. So we have an energy technique that allows you to now begin to use the water and it doesn't sit on the outside of the cells causing you to have water retention.
Yeah.
And if your blood is not balanced in its alkaline nature, then the water won't go into major areas like the heart. It'll surround the heart and smother it. You know what I'm saying? It won't get into the muscle, so it won't release the inflammation. It's inflamed. It's hot.
So that's what causes congestive heart failure.
Yes. So the body can begin to re-regulate and reroute where the water needs to go. So sometimes when you begin a wellness program, you might see yourself urinating more because it's getting rid of the excess water that
Yes.
doesn't need to be there, but it will utilize the water to create a flow.
And
You
go
got to
where
have
it
a
needs to
flow,
go.
right? Because the blood plasma is 93% water. The brain tissue, 83% water. Lungs, water. And all matter changes into three states: solid, liquid, and a gas. So, what's making it not turn into a gas when necessary? What's making it stay solid and clogging up pores and clogging up alveoli in the lungs so you can't breathe well? What's clogging things up? Because we don't have something that regulates the body and brings it back into balance. So, what they've discovered is that the CBD allows the body to get back into balance. It is, you can, Dr. David Allen, he is a cardiologist researcher and the head of the endocannabinoid research component for um, the United States. Okay. And he says it is acting as homeostasis, getting the body back into balance. So we are all needing CBD because we're all out of balance. The food is out of balance. The water is out of balance. The air is out of balance. So the creator said, let me bring back that which I put in place in the beginning, and we would not have had this disturbance. And now it's available. You see CBD posted everywhere. Now, the issue is, what is the better selection? It's just like
Yeah,
you can,
because it's everywhere.
it's just like when the alcohol prohibition was released. Then everybody wanted to drink some bourbon and some brandy and all that. Well, who had the better brandy? Who had the better? You see what I'm saying? So then you started picking the ones that top, what they call that, top shelf. Oh,
So
you wanna
how do
get-
you, because I mean you're
So-
right, Dr. Sunni.
so-
Everybody got it now.
Yeah.
So
So
I was even in Coles even
Yeah.
they got a body wash and a
So you do the research or you find some experts that can help you decide or decipher what is best. So this company, they decided, since the liver and the digestive system is already tremendously out of balance and not regulating the oils properly, so you're taking the oils and you can only get so much. You get 30 1 ounce or 30 mil or 15 mil or 10 mil, 5-10 drops. In fact, I do a call every week talking about the use of CBD oils. And there are some good oils and there's some bad oils, but your body still has to do a lot of, work to get it through. This uses water because all the major organs are looking for water and not opening up enough to receive it, so it's retaining it.
So they took the oil out of it.
They took the CBD component and encapsulated in water. They didn't do the extraction process to extract the oils. They did an extraction process to just take the constituent CBD and CBG and encapsulated it in water.
That's really good. And then that ciphers right where it needs to go.
Yes, because your major heart needs water, 93%. Okay. The brain needs water, 83%. Lungs, different areas of the body is blood plasma. It has to have a water base because the red blood cell count needs to be penetrated in the water, and the water needs to be of an alkaline nature. If the blood is not of an alkaline nature and it starts to lose its alkaline balance and it stays acidic too long, it is fatal. That's in documented medical research. So the blood is always looking to keep the blood, red blood cells in alkaline nature. And so it will take your reserves. So what are alkaline reserves? Magnesium and calcium, things of that nature. It'll strip your bones. It'll take the magnesium out of your muscles. Potassium, your heart is a potassium element, full of potassium. It will take it from there. So why do we have heart disease? Why do we have arthritis? You have asthma, things of that nature, because the body is stripping, because we're not supporting and supplying what it needs.
We're not putting it back in there.
Yeah, right. We're not putting it in properly. And some of the food have been turned into Franken foods, they call it. With the GMOs and the gluten and all this other kind of stuff that pulls away from the natural way the body heals. Okay. And so what I found with this, not only does it have the CBD and CBG, but it also has other elements, because nothing is a fix-all unless you found out everything the body needs. We need vitamins. We could get a certain amount of, because the body doesn't make vitamins. It needs it from the food source. Well, food is not having that much. The soil is stripped. 1937, they made that announcement federally. The soil is not full of minerals like it should be, and vitamins that you would get from your fruits and vegetables. So we supplement. You need to supplement well. Minerals are necessary. Minerals lets the plant apply us with phytochemicals. Phytochemicals enhance your immune system to go in there and kick butt.
Now that's what I like, because minerals is in that.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So you got vitamins in there. You got minerals. You got electrolytes that keep the brain charged. You have what they call nootropics. Nootropics is a new term for brain enhanced elements. You can get them from fruits and vegetables, but you can also make them synthetically in the laboratory. So some nootropics, like Ritalin, is a brain enhancer. They give it to young kids who appear to have ADD and ADHD. That's not good.
Not at all.
No.
Change their diet.
Right.
Give them CBD, and it changes, because the elements in the CBD and certain other elements in the food, especially electrolytes, will change their brain chemistry, and they will begin to act differently.
Now, isn't it magnesium is in that too, right?
Yes.
And so is that what helps to make you rest well?
Yes. And what I did was, this is copies of a class in my medical class. And so sometimes we need visible validation, because I can say some stuff like, that girl don't know what she talking about. Who is she? But this is medical information that I've in one of my classes that I'm taking for functional medicine. And so something called L-theanine, it's an amino acid. L-theanine is also found in green tea, which is a cancer inhibitor. It inhibits cancer cells to continuously grow, right? Something called apoptosis will stop the growth of a cancer cell. L-theanine is in this product, okay? And some of the other elements that I'm going to mention are in our sprays as well. So L-theanine, according to this, is an anti-anxiety effect. In the U.S., we are so anxious. That's why the scripture says, be anxious for nothing, because it will stimulate negative neurotransmitters.
So you're saying that we should start, what you teach is body, should start looking at every part of it, every cell as a living, thinking entity that needs certain jobs to do, and we need to figure out a way to help it do its job.
Because it will do it if you offer it what it needs.
Yeah, because your body will repair itself, really.
Yeah.
But it needs some tools.
Right.
If you fix a house and I don't give you no hammer and no nails and no wood,
forget
How
it.
you gonna fix
what you gonna fix?
Yeah.
You fix you some lunch and sit on the steps, because you can't do nothing on the inside of the
Well,
house.
he'll love that.
Okay, right. You had some good soup today.
Yeah, Lord,
Okay. But L-theanine helps with reducing anxiety. And just watch TV long enough, you're going to get anxious.
Really?
Anxiety is given to us for us to distort how we feel in our brain, which distorts our heart. So the scripture says, let not your heart be troubled. Number one killer in this country, heart disease.
And that's
Why?
something. Too
Okay.
much stress.
So that's L-theanine. It's in our product. Then this one, ginseng. Okay, and it's a real fancy name, Orthorocosis, blah, blah, blah. But it's just ginseng to support energy production. Your mitochondria needs energy, okay? So it's in our product. And it says here that it will act as a warmer. It is a sweet tonic to the body. And we have become so bitter.
Right.
We need a little sweetness, not an excess of sugar,
Right.
because America has allowed us to consume 153 pounds of sugar per person. The sugar barons set that up. Do some research on the sugar barons.
Mhm.
And that's what the whole sugar plantation, it wasn't cotton at first, was sugar.
That's right.
And they make lots of money on sugar. And it's almost in every single thing. So, and they changed a lot of names. So you got to be really mindful when you go buy. Be a mindful shopper. Be a mindful use of supplements.
And that
Okay.
fructose is number one.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then something called rhodiola. That's in our product. Rhodiola is a native of Europe. It improves mood and endurance and mental clarity.
Oh, wow.
We don't have much endurance. Go down the steps once or twice. Gary be like, you know what? If it's upstairs, I ain't going back up there to get that.
Let me rest.
Let me rest a little bit. And then you go get the kid. Junior, go up there and get so and so, because you ain't got no endurance to make it happen.
That's right.
Right? It's gone because we don't have the support from our foods and or a supplement that will give it to us. And so rhodiola does that. And it gives us clarity.
That kind of tiredness and weakness is like you associate that with age and it has nothing to do.
Oh, it don't have nothing to do with age. Ask Abraham and Sarah.
That's right.
Hello.
Now God gave them a
Ask them right
prophecy.
ahead. We
and
got
then
more energy.
he told, and then he went and told his wife, well, God said we supposed to have some cheering. And she said, man, you out your mind. She started laughing at him. Don't laugh at God. God
Right.
said that.
Mhm.
Boy gone somewhere. And what happened? 99.
99 years old.
Mhm.
They produced what God said.
Mhm.
So we were just talking about this earlier this week, last week, about sometimes we get kind of upset with ourselves. It's like, why am I not producing? I know all this stuff. How come I got more and I'm producing less? Because we didn't forget God said you could do it. And we at some point internally, this private logic, we laughing at God.
Right. Not paying attention.
Take the nutrients, it will support the brain and then endurance and clarity, and you'll start doing what God said you're supposed to do.
Right.
And you'll have the energy for it. No more chronic fatigue, no more depression, no more mood
Yeah, 'cause
swings.
our world is full of that.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so energy improvement comes when you use some of the things that's in our product, something else. Glutathione and GABA, those are neurotransmitters. One acts as an excitatory. In other words, it will excite the system. Your sympathetic part of your nervous system needs some excitement for either flight or fight, right? It will produce cortisol, but cortisol excessively will begin to cause harm. But it's necessary because it's going to charge the heart and supply the muscles in order to stand there and get it on or get out the way. So we need that. But also the inhibitory side, the glutathione keeps you mood mellow. Just like when you smoked weed back in the day. You mellow. And it's like, hey, baby, your soul is fine.
Right. Right.
Want something to eat? Let's go get something because you had the munchies, right?
Right.
I'm gonna go get something to eat. You see what I'm saying? So GABA, it gets you up and ready, and you're fortified, and you can think clear. And then glutathione is on the opposite side, the parasympathetic side, and it will relax you and make you, mellow. And even in a mellow state, you think properly.
Oh,
Because if I'm
absolutely.
rushed all the time, you forget something, you overlook something, you can fool
Absolutely.
around and have an accident.
That's right.
Rushing last 2 weeks ago, I hit the ground, on that icy, wet snow and ice. I went up in the air, hit my head, my occipital, and I hit my back straight in the dead in the middle, which, excuse me, I'm talking about it, I feel it.
Just
I
you hadn't come at all.
Okay, because I talked about it in my body. Remember, don't talk about that no more. 'Cause- no, girl, you remember.
We're trying to heal.
I could not breathe. I had to lay there on that ice. A lady's husband picked me up off the ground.
Wow, but you said you did some of that peppermint, and
I took some
that's
pepper,
how you were
organic
able
pepper, to get my breath back. And then when I got home, I had my daughter to give me the other things that I know I had at home to get me together. Now, mind you, you still check your body, and if you feel like something is really irregular, you go get checked out.
That's right. That's
Okay,
intelligence.
that's wisdom.
Yes.
Okay,
That's right.
that's wisdom. And then when they say, well, you know what, it seems like everything, but just in case, let me give you something. No, I don't do just in case medication. I don't do that.
That's right.
I go in, I be quiet. You know, I use my GABA and glutathione in my product, my Serenity, because all of that
Yeah.
is in the Serenity.
Yeah.
And I put it, and I begin to communicate with myself and my God, right? And we talk and agree on what I need to do. Another thing that's in here, and I'm gonna be
What kind
through
of
with
time?
Your time
is,
is rolling
It's
again.
amazing.
mushroom.
Oh
Mushrooms
yeah.
have so many wonderful benefits. Ganoderma has been
Yes.
known to act as beta glucan. Beta glucan regulates blood sugar. What's one of the major problems in our community? Not only heart disease, but diabetes. Blood sugar blues. That was a
Yes.
class, and it talked about mushrooms. And there's various types of mushrooms that give us certain things. And the reishi mushroom, another
Yes.
term for it is Ganoderma.
Yes.
It will begin to inhibit the growth of bad
Cancer.
cells, cancer cells going rapidly crazy on you. It will begin to help your pancreas to bring more insulin to the table, and then it will absorb properly and get rid of the rest and allow your body to get back into balance in your area that has to do with your pancreas and the production of insulin. Insulin resistance is really rising in this country because sugar is everywhere, and your pancreas is getting wore out from trying to regulate insulin. So you have to take in insulin, which causes circulation issues and improper blood flow. And then you start seeing things turn black, no circulation to the area, and the deterioration starts. Okay. And so mushrooms give us the ability to use beta glucan. It's in our product. So
Wow.
a lot of good element. Ashwagandha. It is a Ayurvedic herb that really begins to kind of do a balancing act in our mood swings, and then in our excitability to be happy about things and excited about things in a joyous way, to continue to produce dopamine, what they call acetylcholine. These are neurotransmitters that allows your brain to really get in there and properly sensitize and versatilize and refresh itself. And then you can become a master of your own brain. And I teach this to young people
Now,
because
what we're gonna do, Dr. Sunni, is we're gonna let Pam just talk a little bit about the product and on the business end of it or whatever, Pam.
Well, Dr. Sunni and I talked about this, and I think it's important what she was saying, that we are clear on making sure that people are informed about this product. That's more important, because we lack finances a lot of time. We skip over what's important, and right now we want our friends and our families to get this product. We want you to do your own due diligence. Dr. Sunni have several magazines. If you go to any Walmart, Walgreens, any grocery store, you're going to find information on CBD,
Yes.
because that's the next big thing. Years ago, they had the information highway, the deregulation of long distance, and all of that. And people came into different businesses, network marketing businesses. And it's just a way to get people to, get a certain product and service, and to make money. So this company, Sealy by Design, is an extraordinary company. The leadership is absolutely awesome. The individuals, Brad and Marcy Haggard, they have been in network marketing and have generated over $30 million in income, helping people realize that network marketing works in the right atmosphere. And so we're excited about this product. We're excited about what CBD is doing. Do your own due diligence on CBD. You can find it online on YouTube. You can find it. You can Google it. And then this product, you have to get involved with this product. It is potentially life changing. And so we want to be sharing this with you as often as we can. Get it in your hands because we have too many family members and friends that are being plagued with illness that they don't have to be.
Mhm.
And as Dr. Sunni said, our bodies are designed to heal itself. They just have to find the right tools. And we have something here that we are confident that can help you no matter what you're
Right.
Going
stressing
through.
through
And
in your
and
body.
it doesn't always mean that you have some uh, registered diagnostic type of disorder.
Right.
Because we're bombarded with stuff everywhere, you want to prevent and or just protect your body against
Yes.
these things.
That's
so
the key is
so
preventive.
so it's prevention
Yes.
more than it is fixing. Your body gonna fix it. If you
Right.
put it in there, it's gonna fix it.
Right.
But I don't have no problems.
Right.
You live in America, you got some problems. Just because you live in
You live
America.
on this planet.
Okay.
You know,
You
because
eating food?
you
Right.
breathing
Drinking
the
water.
air.
That's right.
That's right.
So we
Open our
we
minds.
encourage that we open up
Mhm.
our minds. But Forbes magazine has said, and this was in 2017, that the CBD market would produce $2 billion in 2020. It's 2020. Then it's saying in 2020 that by 2022, that whole industry
Mhm.
will produce $200 billion.
I can believe it.
We're talking about not only position yourself to create health and wellness in your body, but create it in your pocketbook.
Yeah.
That's right.
The
That's
Bible
right.
says, money answereth all things.
That's right.
And they're talking about things that you have to purchase. Internally, God will handle the rest.
Mhm.
If we go to the resources with a plant-based elements that your body will use. But when you need to go get some things, you better show up with some cash.
Right.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
And
So quickly, we want to say that we want you to share this. We want you to email us. We want you to get in touch with us through your social media, Facebook, YouTube, watching this program, getting in touch. And Dr. Sunni, how can people get in touch with you?
My daughter gave me a page. I have no clue what it is. So I will give you my phone number because I ain't ashamed.
That's right. Really.
312 843 2566. I do home presentations, wellness presentations with family members. I remember Craig Hodges, basketball NBA player, had me do a home presentation for his family. And it was phenomenal. He introduced me around to a lot of people because he was like, he's an advocate for making sure people get information to stay healthy. Okay.
And that's one of the things that we really and truly, and that's why I really and truly say that we love having the show because and we thank Wanda B and Earl Winfrey for having this platform because we're able to give out so much information and be so informative for people to that things that people might not think of or might not even know, and we trust that the information that we bring you that you guard it, share it, and that you love it. And that's what we really and truly shoot for. One of the things that I want to say too is that, of course, the time goes by again, but we are looking at doing our health and wealth at least once a month. And we're going to definitely invite Dr. Sunni back because, as you can see, she is
Wealth of
a
information.
multitude of information. And we definitely have to understand, really and truly, that health is your wealth. I want to say that, and before we go, we have Pillow Talk coming up next behind us, so stay tuned. But I really and truly want to say that we pray and that we send all prayers and heartfelt sorrow
Yes,
for
yes,
wonderful brother
yes.
Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
That was something that was a very, very sad, wonderful brother. Listening to the father that he's been a husband,
Daughters.
a friend. We just send all prayers out to his family from
Surround
And the
his wife
families
with
of the
love.
other
Yeah.
individuals that
Of
was
the
on the
others,
absolutely
helicopters.
yes.
We
from
love them
all
all.
that suffered that loss. We
Yes.
send our prayers and our regards and hope that some kind of way you find peace.
I'm on my way to the Matson area where the owner of this company is doing a presentation as we speak at the Dusty's restaurant at 4012 Lincoln Highway. And so we're going to be there for about to maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock. We're also going to be sharing this kind of information at that particular location. So if you're in the area, you can head on over there. Got plenty of good food.
Yes,
But the
Mhm.
information is going to be
even
phenomenal,
better.
even
Yes.
better. And I'll be present there in a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you want to get more information, also, I want you to go to SIP Talk Grow, where you can contact me to get more information on the company, this phenomenal, extraordinary company. And we're going to be doing amazing things in 2020.
Absolutely. We want to thank you again, Dr. Sunni, for
Thank
taking the
you.
time
Thank you.
out to
Thank
come and
you.
join
Miss
us.
Judy,
And as
love you.
always,
Yeah.
Pam, we always enjoy having you.
Thank you.
Always have something good to say. We want to say, make sure that you not like me, but love me on Facebook. I've got a lot of good things going
up.
on, working on my 7th concert, Here's to Life. And we're just excited about life. Keep loving
Amen.
and keep sharing and make sure that you check out this product. I use it. It's great.
And as always, I'd like to thank Earl and Wanda for allowing me to be myself again.
Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.